Okay, so we just wrapped up a teleprompter shoot for a client and just doing a quick lighting breakdown just to kind of show what we did to light this space. We could have come in and just used like the window light and kept it super simple, but we wanted to elevate the level of production. So we've got a Nanlite 720 here acting as our key, so let me kill that. So you can see we pumped the level quite a bit to get what we have level-wise. We also had a little rim light, which I am taking on and off here. So we had that going, and then we had a little light on the background. Augie, if you want to kill that. So yep, we just had to light that up and then bring that back up. And then, so that was just illuminating that, which also helped give us some separation to kind of balance the brightness of the window and that wall. And then we have a little bounce right here. I'm bouncing back some of the key just to fill in a tiny bit because it was just a hair dark. And then we've got the boom, we've got the big softbox here, and that's it. So the other thing is just to kind of see what it looks like room lights and room level if we were to do that. So let me just kill all of our lights. 1, 2, and there's all the lights. And now if we were to just expose the camera for room level and just go natural light, you can see that we would be losing the window. Mike's just going to crank the ISO up to kind of get us to a decent exposure on me. What we probably would do is also open these windows so we get a little bit more of light, a little more of a key happening. But you can see that we could have made something that looked half decent if we would have done that with the fluorescence on the ceiling, and you know, by maybe opening these windows, which we have closed at the moment, so we could control the light. If we'd opened those up, there they come, we would get a little bit more level in, and that would have given us, you know, a tiny bit of shape, a little bit of a key, but it wouldn't be the same look that we ended up with ultimately. So yeah, so you can see when we open those, we get a little bit of shape. And then, but yeah, this window behind me now totally blown out. This now is not popping at all, and there's no separation. Like even if we had just walked in and said, you know what, let's just turn on a rim light and call it good, you can see that, you know, wouldn't have done, you know, a ton. Or say if we said, you know, the window light is great and we want to go mostly natural, but we just want to supplement a little bit, and maybe we had just brought in our light here. Let me just I'll bring the level down on the light. And say we just brought in a small light and just, you know, gave it, I don't know, something like that. I'm just looking at the monitor and guessing here. So maybe we gave it something like that just to, you know, separate a little bit. That would look better if we had done that. And then, you know, we do that and say we add our hair light back on. It's like, okay, that would have been like a decent look. But we still would have lost the window. We still would not have had, you know, what's happening on the wall. So if we turn that back on, that's now super bright because we brought the level down in the room. But you can just kind of see like the way we built this look up. And if I bring, you know, this up, like you can just see what we ultimately did. And now if I bring this all the way back up to where it was, and we bring that back down where it, you know, it ended up, that's up there. We now have our, you know, kind of all the lights back where they were. Obviously we have these windows open now, which changes the look, but you can see even how just opening those windows up kind of changes the look a little bit, and it doesn't give us as much control as we have when those windows were closed. So just some different ways we could approach this and what it looks like. So hope you enjoy that quick little lighting breakdown.
So this is from the Location Scout when I checked things out initially and kind of looked around the rooms and found the best spots. So in this Location Scout, which we did with a 360 camera, I kind of went through and figured out the angles and figured out the best shot. Based on all the different parts of the room, I also scouted around the edges of the room. I looked for power, I looked for where we would plug in and where we would place things and if there was enough room for things. That way, when I came back and did the lighting diagram portion of things, I knew sizes, spacing, and I could picture what the final shot would look like. So it's really helpful to be able to visualize that so that we can create the final image. And in this case, I also took a camera and a lens, a zoom lens, so I could kind of figure out what focal length I wanted to be on. So that was helpful. And then I drove by the outside of the building, hanging the 360 out the car, looking at the front of the building and the light and how the light hits it at different times, so we could plan the drone shots and figure out when that would look best. And then some time lapse of the actual job loading out. This is before the production van, so we were still loading everything in and out of the CRV, playing Jenga, and that was always exciting. So we loaded everything up and we squeezed in the elevators, and that worked out for us. We had to take the flags and stuff off to get through doorways, and that's fine. So then we went into the conference room and we were able to set up in there, and client didn't care to stand there and watch us, which is great, because then we can just set up and not have to worry about putting on a show or anything. And so we just got to work and got things set up and figured out where everything was going to go, and went according to the lighting diagram and according to the shots I had planned. I already figured out camera position, camera lens, and so we were able to just kind of put the plan in motion, which is great. And we had planned out we were going to boom over the big softbox so we can get it close, because we can't get it where we need it with the table where it is. So we boomed that out. That worked great, and we were able to get everything set up on time. I planned enough setup time. Today, that's something I tend to struggle with, is planning enough setup time. I always think we can do it faster than we can, but we did it this time. So it took us 30 minutes to load in and 80 minutes to set up. I had given us 90 minutes to set up, so we were ready 10 minutes early, which was fantastic. And we brought our CEO in, had him deliver his lines with a teleprompter, which was quick and easy and made life easy for everyone. And then we were able to break it down, and that was it. Just a quick in and out for a CEO teleprompter piece.